On this episode of Exploring the Unknown, the Spooks team travels to the small town of Gallatin, Missouri to investigate claims of the supernatural surrounding a historic jailhouse. What will they uncover as they enter the cells of the men and women who found themselves locked down in this place of isolation and despair? Founded in 1837 and named after Albert Gallatin, America's longest-serving Secretary of the Treasury from 1801 to 1814, the small town of Gallatin, Missouri, is home to one of 3 squirrel cage rotary jails that is still in existence in the United States. Designed in 1881 by 2 gentlemen from the Indiana Construction Company and built in 1889 by the Pauley Jail Building and Manufacturing Company of St. Louis. This jailhouse cost a mere $11,261 and was in use for 87 years, finally closing its doors for good in 1975. The jail features only one doorway. Inside the jailhouse lies a unique stationary cage connected to an inner rotary deck that divides it into 8 equal pie-shaped containment cells. Prisoners were constantly behind bars, even while the jailer used a hand crank to align each cell, one at a time. Over the years, many claims of paranormal activity have been documented within the walls of this historic landmark. People claim to have heard the voices of the men and women who were once confined within the walls of this jailhouse, to even seen shadow figures roam the halls and corridors.
This is the S.P.O.O.K.S jail in Gallatin, Missouri, and my name is Trudy Burton, and I do the tours for this very unique, wonderful jail. There's only 3 of these jails left out of 18. They were all built in the 1800s, and the first 6 were built by the original patent owner, and then he sold his patent to the Pauley Jail Manufacturing in St. Louis, Missouri, and they built 18 more.
All right. If there's anyone here with us tonight, I want to see the most amazing paranormal occurrence I've ever seen. I want to have one of us drugged down the hallway and thrown against a wall. Rick, close your legs.
Can you?
Do you volunteer as tribute?
Can you tell us why you are here? Why do you stay in the prison or jail, I guess?
I just heard movement behind me.
I heard it too.
If you're behind Larry, can you come over this way and touch some of these different colors we have? Like on the floor there's a blue light. You can come up and touch it. If you're brave enough to come up next to me, you can touch this antenna right here, this piece of metal rod sticking up, and it does that. Can you do anything? Are you strong enough? If that's you walking, come over here. We heard you like to sometimes knock back. Can you repeat this sound?
Jim, is that you?
What, the knocking?
No, I keep hearing it back here.
He's at the entrance to the jail.
Well, it sounded like it was closer than that.
You're welcome to come sit down next to me.
So did you hear what I heard?
I just now got this thing going. I didn't hear anything. Sorry.
Well, it sounded like there was someone walking in the hallway between where we were and where you are. I know you were over here walking around, but I didn't think you were
No,
this far.
I've been walking around for a little bit. I've been standing.
Oh, really?
I've been here for a couple of minutes. I just now sat down.
Oh, see, I thought you were walking around this way to greet us over there.
No, I haven't made a walk past this.
Okay, well, I'm going to go back over there and see if I hear it again, knowing that you're not walking back that way.
I stood right here and I just now sat down just before you walked around.
Alright.
You a horse? Because you were drunk in public?
Are you walking back and forth to play games with us? Because that's alright, we like to play games too.
This jail has 8 pie-shaped cells, and there's 2 prisoners per pie-shaped cell. They are built so they do look like they've got a pie shape, and the bodies are right back there. The sewage goes right down below us. When it gets full enough, it actually just flows out. It has 3 places outside that it can flow out.
Are you guys moving flashlights towards the front of the jail here on your side? Because you know over there where you guys are, where those bars are? As you first...
See it?
No, I'm talking about the other direction. Yeah, see where those bars are right there? Turn your flashlight back on. See those bars? I was getting some sort of a light from there. It was real dim, but you could see it light, kind of like the bars would light up a little bit.
While investigating near the central gates to the jail, Jim was able to capture a mysterious shadow-like figure appear and walk towards the exit. This is one of the most common claims of paranormal activity within the jail. So was Jim able to physically capture what many people have claimed to witness over the years?
Are you guys moving flashlights towards the front of the jail here on your side?
Larry's got his flashlight on. Do you see it?
No, I'm talking about the other direction.
I'll move it over here.
I just turned mine on there, but other than that...
See those bars are right there? Turn your flashlight back on.
Touch this.
I was getting some sort of a light from there.
Oh, no, none of us...
Real dim, you could see it like kind of like the bars.
Here,
light up a little bit.
come up and touch this.
Yeah, what was that?
There's another color. Make it go to red. Every time I ask, you stop.
Well, apparently they think that's funny because it's going off now. I guess you do like to play games, huh?
Yeah. This cell is an actual depiction of the way it was, and this is a closest to a light source. There was no electricity in here. They did not have the use of lanterns or candles or anything else. When they would be standing here in the summertime, when it'd be so horribly hot in here, they would be standing here with their arms out. If they happened to be standing too close to right here where the edge of the cell was, and the sheriff would need to turn this, he did not holler in here, "I'm going to start turning this." And there were times, and it actually did happen, that they would lose an appendage.
If I move to a different cell and take these with me, would you come follow me and talk to me over there? Okay, let's try that.
Thank you.
I'll take both of these with me. Follow me over here. We're going to go to the right, to the cell Danny was in.
Batteries are dead in the 360. And the batteries are dead in the 360.
See what?
Batteries are dead in the 360.
That is really. Yeah. Okay, I'm setting these back down. You're still with me?
Set my recorder up here.
He's still with me. Do you like this cell better? Or the one before? I asked two questions, sorry.
Have you been in this cell before? Like stayed in here?
Yeah, did you sleep in this cell before?
This particular cell actually held a lady that killed her husband up on the square in the early 1900s. And there's a little piece of concrete down here is covering a hole that is about the size of a large coffee can, and that was their potty. The other two cells,
Where's that horse? Well, no, there it is. I see it.
the other two cells actually have open grids on them, but the way they got their food through was just a little opening down here. The bars on both sides of the windows were locked up at all times, and of course they have all the steel locks on them, and a bar that cuts across and locks.
I want to take a picture when you light those up. Can you do that for me? On the count of 3. Ready? Too slow. 1, 2,
Just gotta keep
1, 2,
pressing.
3. Go. Really strong. 1, 2. Well, now you did it.
Told you, I like to play games with you.
Whoa, something just tried to push me over.
Are you sure? I thought you were just sliding against the wall.
No, I was standing straight up and something was pushing me.
Really? I just thought you were leaning back and just kind of went with it.
No.
If you would, please walk around here so we can... Watch the tripod. Please walk around here so we know you're here. Can you finish this? Try one more time. Can you help me get out of these? Just let me know. Let's go quiet for about 5 minutes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go quiet for 5 minutes so you can walk around, make all the noise. Get comfortable so you're not. If you need to sit down, make it comfortable, get comfortable. You ready?
Did you try to push Larry over?
What, did you get a yes on that one?
Yeah. Can you do me a favor? Can you do it again?
Sorry, Larry.
Just stand there and see if you feel it pushy, Larry. Have you been up in this cell before?
What was that? It's like
Can
somebody's
you
howling.
knock the hat off my head?
That was weird. This thing just, like a white flash went right in front of it. I'm recording, so it should be on there.
Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of spirits that actually do live here, and they let me know whether things are good, whether they're bad, whether people are invited here or people are not invited here. And they let me know by telling me, by my feelings and everything, and there are a lot of them that do live here.
With the activity picking up, the Spooks team decides to send Danny and Larry to separate locations for solo investigations. Larry heads to the woman's cell, where he felt uneasy and the team recorded the mysterious camera feedback. Danny heads to the main cell floor area, where a lot of overall activity has taken place. Is there anyone in here with me that would like to talk? K2 meter's going off. I don't know if you guys can see that.
When we first started earlier, we were all in here. Regardless of who stood where and who sat where and who was in which cell, it always sounded like there was someone walking around. So if you're that same person, walk around for me. Let me hear you. You don't have to be afraid.
Who's there? Is there someone up here with me? Who's out there?
Somebody out there? I think whoever was outside of the other door, they walked off into the room, so it should be now that if we hear anything, it's actually coming from the whole jail room.
I was in here earlier and it felt like you tried to push me or shove me to knock me over. Can you show yourself this time? I don't know if my voice recorder picked that up, but I just heard it twice in a row, and it sounded like a woman saying, "You're such a whore. You're such a whore." Was that you saying that?
Who's out there? I keep hearing it. Hey, who's out there?
My name's Larry. What is your name? I swore I just heard a whisper.
I can hear you walking around out there. Will you turn the light back on for me, please? Thank you. Can you make it go up to the middle one, the orange one? Keep going, you're almost there. A little bit more.
What was that?
Do you just want to play games? Who's back here? Hey, Tammy? Tammy?
With the night winding down, the Spooks team decides to pack up and head back to Kansas City to begin the long process of reviewing data for evidence. While investigating near the central gates to the jail, Jim was able to capture a mysterious shadow-like figure appear and walk towards the exit. This is one of the most common claims of paranormal activity within the jail. So was Jim able to physically capture what many people have claimed to witness over the years?
Please walk on her so we know you're here. Can you finish this? Please walk on so we know you're here. Can you finish this?
Birds are dead with 360. Birds are dead with 360. This particular cell actually held a lady that killed her husband up on the square in the early 1900s. And this little piece of concrete down here is covering a hole that is about the size of a large coffee can, and that was their potty. The other two cells,
Where's that horse? What? No, there it is. I see it.
the other two cells actually have open grids on them, but the way they got their food through was just a little opening down here. The bars on both sides of the windows were locked up at all times, and of course they have all the steel locks on them, and a bar that cuts across and locks. Thank you so very much for coming and visiting our beautiful, unique, historic jail. It is one of the most beautiful places, in my estimation, that everybody should come and stay. Thank you so very, very much for coming to visit.